Hello, my name is Allison Merker Garner, and I am the creator and author of Musical Minds. Welcome. This video is on one of the electronic books that I have available on my Kajabi platform. This one is Engaging the Musical Mind, a handbook for teachers. This is a very, very slim volume that focuses on the use of interrelated arts with teaching music to children. So it's focused strictly on that. And we will go through it so you see what it looks like. It is only available now in electronic form. And it is copyrighted. And the table of contents here, using movement, using language, using visual art, and improvisation. So the using movement, we have a little bit of the history and the movement types. We have Delcros, we have gesture, we have dance, we have all different kinds of movement that we can use with children, and to use them rhythmically, to use them in terms of metric patterns, to use them in terms of gesture. I have a segment here on mind-body awareness, and then movement and lesson or practice. So here are some examples of how you can integrate movement within a group class or in a private lesson or in practice at home. All right. Creative movement in lesson, practice, or in group class. All right. And then language. How language has been used in other methods like the Orff method, the Kodai method, and Edwin Gordon's music learning theory. It's used for primarily for rhythm. And here are some examples of using language to illustrate rhythm. Okay. And then using language within a sample lesson plan. This one comes from Musical Minds 2. And a little bit on melody and solfege. So using the solfege syllables as a way of introducing melody or interval or the function of a note in a key, whether it's harmonic function or a melodic function. So using language through story, through chant, through poetry. With sample lessons. Visual art, painting, sculpture, architecture, and textiles. So we're coming from the vantage point of deep learning comes from an embodied experience. And an embodied experience comes through the senses. As many of those senses as you can integrate into the learning, the more solid that learning is. So we want learning to be not only fully understood and the knowledge deep, but we want it sustained. We want to have learning last. And what is learned is not lost. So here in using visual art, we have examples, and then we have what in the musical realm, we can use these as illustrations of either an aesthetic sense or a line or a shape or a texture, color. These things represent certain aesthetic qualities that we also find in music. And having the visuals can be really helpful to children in being able to make those associations to what they're hearing. So, all right. And the final section is on improvisation. And that's part of the imagination in my book. It's creative thinking. So it's really being able to visualize and hear and see and to be able to experience something in our minds before we make it in a form. Okay, so movement, language, and artistic improvisation, the stages of improvisation. And you will find in musical minds that we do have opportunities in musical minds too to have imitation, memorization, experimentation, and then being able to eventually move toward free improvisation. Sample lesson plan, going through those very stages of improvisation. Improvisation through rhythm, through expressive qualities, the bass lines, cadences, and grounds that we had in the third and fourth volumes of Musical Minds. It's a more advanced way of experiencing that kind of creative expression. And that is the Engaging the Musical Mind, a handbook for teachers.